Ziyech to Loftus-Cheek. Is there a cherry to go on top of the cake right at the end here? It's a hat-trick for Mason Mount! What a moment!
Hey guys, welcome back to the It's a Chelsea Thing podcast. Today I'm going to be talking about our absolutely smashing week. 11 goals scored, 0 conceded, 2 clean sheets for Mendy. Absolutely brilliant. And we're playing on top form this week. So we had our Champions League match against Malmo, and that went 4-0. I was so happy to wake up and watch that match. However, I'm very upset that we had Timo Werner and Lukaku get injured. Lukaku had an ankle injury from one of Malmo's defenders landing on his ankle. Looked very painful. And then about 5 minutes later, Timo Werner kind of pulled his hamstring. So they were both off. So now, hopefully they can get the rest that they probably need after being started so many times in the starting 11 and playing quite a lot of minutes. I think they need a mental and physical break. And it also means that players like Ross Barkley, Ziyech and Callum Hudson-Odoi and Kai Havertz can show their class, which they have done this week. We have had loads of players show why they still deserve to easily be on our team, if not, maybe even into a couple starting 11s, if, we've got a player that needs to come out. So, 4-0 Malmo FC. The first goal was Christensen. 137 matches he's played. A really, really good defender. Loads of man of the matches. And finally, he's got his goal. 9 minutes in, it was crossed in from Thiago Silva. And Christensen volleyed it into the goal. Very difficult for the keeper, I reckon, to have saved something like that. And absolutely so happy for him to score a goal. So it's clearly been worthwhile. I'm sure he is going to be absolutely gassed with his first goal for Chelsea. Then the tackle on Lukaku that caused his ankle injury was a penalty, and Jorginho smashed it in like it was nothing. He is a very, very, very classy penalty taker. So Lukaku subbed out for Kai Havertz after that, unfortunately, and he was hobbling off the pitch and hobbling up the stairs. And then, obviously, happened again to Timo Werner, and Callum Hudson-Odoi came on. It was the half-time, 2-0. Callum Hudson-Odoi passed it forward, and Kai Havertz managed to just use his finesse to get it in to the bottom right corner of the goal. Then, another penalty. It was a bit kind of dirty tackling from them inside their own penalty box. Definitely very risky by them, and Rudiger got up with a smile on his face and his tongue out as he knew instantly from a kind of dirty tackle on him that it was easily going to be a penalty. I mean, I'm a bit annoyed because I want to see Rudiger get a goal soon, but obviously still amazing play to get us an easy penalty that Jorginho once again basically put it in the same spot, straight down the centre of the goal, high into the goal, and it was in. And that was pretty much the end of the match. There wasn't really a 70-minute pressuring by Malmo or anything like there was against Brentford. We managed to just show our dominance, and the possession just goes to show the dominance anyway. 73% possession to us and 27 obviously to Malmo. So obviously a much better match and showing great form than some of our other matches that we've had in the past couple of weeks. Next up, we had the match that I said was going to be an absolutely whammer of a match. Whammer. I've just invented a new word for this match because it was just insane. I said it could be anyone scoring the goals. I probably didn't get the score prediction right. I think I said around 4-0, which obviously completely incorrect. I was kind of going for 6-0 when I started to watch the match. And my God, 7-0. That we have not scored that many goals in over 11 years. Mason Mount, man of the match, finally has his very own first hat-trick for Chelsea. And here is exactly how this match played out. First of all, I just want to point out The possession wasn't as much as Malmo, but the passes double, 626 to around 380. So around double. Then we had 13 shots on target compared to 1 shot on target by Norwich. And that just goes to show how well our defence was working and stopping any possible attack by Norwich, just absolutely demolishing them. As soon as they had the ball, we were so hungry and feisty for the ball. We were snatching it back off them and then pushing down the field. We were just constantly pushing down. Everything looked like it could have turned into a goal all the time. So, start of the match, only 8 minutes in after watching, I could kind of see it was coming straight away, and Mason Mount scored straight down to the left post and knocked it in past Tim Krul, who I've got to point out is a very good goalkeeper. Obviously, Chelsea being such a class top team, Tim Krul needed his defence, I think, to be a little bit more on target and a bit more fired up than they were that day, because unfortunately that's going to be very devastating and confidence dropping loss for Norwich as they're sitting in the relegation zone. And as I was saying, straight down, smacked that left post, and what a goal. I was so happy for Mason Mount. I just got this new kit, arrived pretty much for this match. It just came after a couple of weeks after ordering it, and it's Mason Mount third kit, which I loved. I've got to point out the design there on that third kit. I really like it. It's very unique, and that is why I had to cop that kit. I've got the home kit and the third kit for this season, and Mason Mount is on the back of my shirt. And my God, I was so happy to see him score. Obviously, he's gone a couple matches without scoring this season as well, and a couple from last season. And when he scores, obviously, it's going to be a banger. And then it was followed up only 10 minutes later by Callum Hudson-Odoi. He was straight down the left side, and there was no one coming in to kind of tackle him or pressure him. So he just slid it past Tim Krul to make it 2-0. Then, Reece James, I love this goal. It was just so amazing. He's always rushing down that right side, and it just goes to show anyone on our team is a goal-scoring threat. Anyone could score at any moment. And he just chipped it straight over Tim Krul, and into the back of the net it went. And it was at this moment I realised this is going to be a very, very amazing goal-scoring match. There's just no chance for Norwich, unfortunately. We just paved the way straight away to half-time with a 3-0 lead. Starting in the second half, obviously Mendy having nothing to do pretty much the entire match. We had Ben Gibson, he got himself a yellow card after flooring Havertz 30 yards from the goal, and this is an important point to remember because later on, obviously, he got another yellow which led to a red card, which is just absolutely... I kind of felt for Norwich there because I realised now they're 11-10, they're not even going to get a goal back. Then there's no chance that they're getting a goal back on us. And Ben Chilwell, shout out to him. He's scoring every week now. It's not even like, it's been a month and Ben Chilwell's banged one in. It's just one every single week now. So he's definitely going to move into this starting 11. And once again, he laced it straight into the bottom right corner. Absolutely beautiful goal. Now, Hudson-Odoi, I kind of going to credit the goal to him, although it probably wouldn't have gone in. But anyway, it was an own goal, unfortunately, because it came off the elbow of Max Aarons, which threw Tim Krul off, so it went in. Pretty unfortunate own goal, but it happens a lot. It's nothing to be ashamed of. And then, of course, not too long after the own goal, only 3 minutes later, Ben Gibson got a red card because he just had a bad tackle on Reece James. Then Callum Hudson-Odoi subbed off for Ziyech, and Kai Havertz subbed off for Ross Barkley. And almost straight away, Ziyech and Ross Barkley nearly linked up to score a goal. Ross Barkley was pretty close. Loftus-Cheek had a nice shot on goal. We were firing the shots away, and oh my God, it was easily gonna come to a win. Then Mason Mount gets a penalty, and I was like, this is it. It's going to be his second goal. It's too good. And obviously Tim Krul saved it, and I went, oh no, that's a bummer, because it couldn't have even rebounded for another goal. So he saved it. Then the VAR came in again after even just giving us that penalty. Turns out he was just a little bit off his line, so there's no chance that Mason Mount was going to miss on the second time. It just doesn't happen with penalties. It's a little bit too easy to score when you've got two chances. And boom, he banged it in straight down the middle, came off Tim Krul's foot straight into the goal. No chance of stopping that, unfortunately. And then I thought it was all over, and my TV actually started lagging at this point. So unfortunately, I missed Mason Mount's hat-trick goal, but I did get to see the replay, and that was Loftus-Cheek. He could have gone for goal, but selflessly passed it into Mount, and it was just an easy tap-in, to be honest. And boom, his hat-trick was there, and that was pretty much the end of the match. And that puts us firmly with a statement win to the top of the Premier League, as we were last week, and is going to keep us at the top of the standings with 22 points. And now our goal difference is 20. Let's talk about our upcoming matches. This week we've got a Carabao Cup match against Southampton on Wednesday, and I think I'm going to wake up for this one, despite the fact that it's at 1:45. Obviously, round of 16, it's a pretty important match, and I think we've got this one in the bags, to be honest. Obviously, Lukaku and Werner can't play. Thomas Tuchel's already firmly put that out there, that they're definitely out for the Norwich game and for this Southampton game. So we'll see. Maybe the news will come around in the next couple of days as to what kind of time they're going to need to fully recover from their injuries and what kind of rest they need, before they can come back and obviously get themselves back on the score sheet. Because Lukaku hasn't scored in a couple matches, but I bet he'll have an amazing match, whether he comes back against Newcastle or against Malmo in a couple weeks' time. Then, obviously, as I just said, we have a Premier League match next week on Saturday against Newcastle. And once again, I think that if we show our dominant form and top class, we'll pretty much breeze past the next week. It could be a little bit difficult. I definitely think there's a high possibility that we'll concede a goal, which leads me on to some good old-fashioned score predictions. Chelsea, Southampton, 3-1 last time in the Premier League. I think we've just shown that we can easily come back in the last 10 minutes of a match with Timo Werner scoring and then Ben Chilwell's volley. And I'm going to go with 2-0, and I think if Ziyech plays, maybe he'll get a goal, or possibly Kai Havertz, because he's obviously scored a very nice goal in the Champions League match against Malmo. So one of the two. And Newcastle versus Chelsea, I'm going to go with, I think, I'm not sure if it's going to be a massive goal-scoring match, but I'm stuck between 1-0 or 2-0, or maybe it could even be 2-1. But I'll go with 2 2-0 games this week. Maybe they'll both play out. If they both play out, I'm just a match-predicting genius. So 2-0, once again, could almost be anyone, just because of the way that we're playing so well, with the defenders dropping deep into the midfield and into attacking the opponent's penalty box. So it's going to be two great matches. I think it'll be a little bit more challenging than this week, considering it's Newcastle and Southampton. But I think it's going to be a great week, and I'm looking forward to these matches. So on that note, it's a Chelsea thing, signing out.